While we are all geared up for the weekly update in this field of digital marketing, first, the big tragic news that stuck disaster for a whole country. Over the weekend, a massive earthquake hit Nepal and a couple of neighboring countries. Deccan Herald today says that the toll is over 4,000. Now, the Richter scale actually recorded the magnitude to be about 7.8. The earthquake kind of leveled buildings and historic landmarks. It's caused landslides in rural areas, and it's even triggered an avalanche on Mount Everest. So we just praying for people at Nepal. Let's see how this goes. And please, if you have time, if you have money, if you can put in that efforts, if you can go to Nepal and help them out, nothing like it. But if you can't, at least please donate. Please donate generously. I don't think anybody should go through this kind of an experience. And since we're the ones on the other side, it would be great to help people who are at Nepal. You could just log into Facebook and contribute to Nepal. If not, I'm reading Deccan Herald right now, and there is a trust, Deccan Herald Prajavani Trust, that's been put up, and you could also contribute through them. So please make generous contributions to the trust or through Facebook. Hello and welcome to Weekly Updates Show on Digital India podcast, brought to you by Web Marketing Academy. I am your host, Mansi. And before we start off with detailed stories, we have with us Aditya and Kaushal. They're going to give us a couple of tips. Welcome to the show, Aditya and Kaushal.
Thank you, Mansi. We're glad to be here and share some tips with our users and listeners.
Excellent. So what is the tip for the day?
So the tip for today is something to do with Instagram. So Instagram's released this new standalone app called Layout. It is very similar to a standalone app that we released in 2014 called Hyperlapse for videos. So Layout is basically an app that helps businesses or users create a collage. They can basically deconstruct a product to show different styles. It makes it easier for people to take pictures. For example, it has a feature that syncs with your camera roll and basically helps you identify pictures by faces. It also has the feature of taking the picture then and there by using your camera and adding some effects to it, adjusting it, cropping it, adding filters to it.
Excellent. That's great. Aditya, what do you have for our listeners today?
What I have is a website called incompetech.com. incompetech.com. So basically, if you want to do a podcast or a video, you actually need a good background music. So the website offers you royalty-free music. All you have to do is just give them credits. So you can use any track you want, and it's got a lot of categories. So just check it out.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for that tip. It was great. We hope to connect with you soon on a couple of other shows. Do keep the tips coming our way. Thank you so much. And moving on to the headlines for the week. The top stories of this week are: the first story, Capgemini buys iGate for a whopping $4.04 billion US. The deal is expected to be immediately accretive to Capgemini's operating margin and earnings per share. The second story we have is 2014 and 15 financial year that will go down as the year when the industry started to see the first real impact of the emergence of technologies such as cloud computing and analytics. Third story we have is a report released by the Boston Consulting Group, BCG, and the report is named as Digital India Insights for Marketeers and Media Companies. They talk about predictions of the connected class for 2018. More on this in the detailed stories. Moving on to our stories this week. The top story of today, Capgemini buys iGate for a whopping $4.04 billion US. French IT giant Capgemini acquired Nasdaq-listed iGate, and this is termed as one of the biggest mergers and acquisition in the IT services space to take on rivals like IBM and Accenture. HP's $13.9 billion acquisition of EDS in 2008 is one of the biggest IT services deals so far. Most recently, Canada's CGI acquired UK's Logica for a whopping $2.6 billion. Nasdaq-listed iGate has revenues of over $1.2 billion, an operating margin of 19%, and a global employee base of 33,000 members. Moving on to the second story. The story that I want to talk about is a story covered by Economic Times yesterday. The financial year that just went by, that's 2014-15, they have quoted that year will go down as the year when the industry started to see the first real impact of the emergence of technologies such as cloud computing and analytics. The report has quoted that, the software firms, they have struggled to grow revenues. And they have also mentioned that some of these software who have heavily depended upon growing business through traditional business. If they had a traditional stream, and if they have not upgraded themselves, those who have invested heavily in these traditional streams have done not so great in the last financial year. But those who have moved on to cloud computing and analytics, they seem to have done much better. And the report also says that India's top software firms struggle to grow revenues from traditional commoditized businesses such as application development and maintenance and infrastructure management, as top customers like Citigroup and General Electric that are undergoing large-scale technology transformations shift spending towards emerging technologies. And they've also given one line which I really loved, was that smaller specialized firms also come with consulting capabilities, enabling them to have the kind of conversations clients want. All of us, wanting to work in MNCs and things like that. Remember, yes, to move from the kind of business model that they already have. It's very difficult because you're going to have to make a huge plan because the impact is going to be huge. But when it comes to smaller firms, you just have the CEO who's going to make decisions on the go, which means that you're more dynamic. It's cool. It's cool that, you can just cope up to what the market wants. So there was another report on Economic Times. And then there is digitaljournal.com. It says growing shifting digital use in India means big changes for marketeers and media companies. So it's talking about a report that was released by the Boston Consulting Group. It's called Digital India Insights for Marketeers and Media Companies. Now, they have come up with a couple of predictions for in years to come. The first one is that there could be as many as 550 million connected consumers. That's like 40% of our population. And this is going to happen in 2018. That's 2018. They've also said that, in 2013, we had 40% of the users about 25 years old or a little older. In 2018, 54% will definitely be 25 years and more, 54% of the connected class. That's one thing that they've said. The second thing they've said that is that you will have more people of the connected class coming from the rural areas. In 2013, 29% of the users lived in rural areas, and they're expecting that by 2018, approximately half will reside in smaller towns and villages. No wonder we've got loads of these biggies like Flipkart and Myntra wanting to move from websites to the app, considering the net connectivity, the internet penetration, and all that. It's very likely that more people from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities will want the internet so as to access some of the best lifestyle. It also says, the report also says that the user base will include more women. For example, in 2013, 25% of users were female, but in 2018, women will represent 1/3 of all the users. It's good news, definitely good news. But then when you have a country where almost the population is a 50%, women representing one third is, it's better that we are growing, but then we still haven't reached to where we need to reach. That's a personal opinion, by the way. So I'm hoping that we will all reach there as soon as we can. So that's another story. And then moving on to livemint.com. Well, it's April and May. In India, it's like the vacation season. So what else can you expect? It's two things that are going to go up. One is travel. So Make My Trip is rapidly expanding. Okay, mobile contribution to Make My Trips traffic grew from 20% in 2013 to 33% in 2014. Mobile users contributed to more than 34% of total online domestic hotel transaction in the last quarter. Okay, and it's Make My Trip is trying to buy travel-related startups in Southeast Asia. As you know, they have new strategies that are coming up to gear up for competition. The company has three strategies basically, according to livemint.com. They want to increase its business through smartphones. Then they want to maximize their revenue from high margin non-flight businesses like, hotel room bookings, holiday packages. And the third one is they are buying up more early stage startups in the travel related space. So a lot of a lot of acquisitions happening from Make My Trip. According to the co-founder and chief executive officer Rajesh Magao, the firm has been transitioning rapidly from personal computer-led internet business to mobile-led internet business since the launch. At present, Make My Trip is claiming that it has close to about 7 million app downloads. Wow, that's quite a bit. Okay, so that's one of the update, and as I said, it's April and May, two things that rock the world in India. One is, yes, travel. Two is it's time for people to move. That's the property bit. Okay, people ensuring that kids go to school on time. So April, May, generally they change their houses, all of those. So India property is raising close to about $50 million US. Again, according to livemint.com, the company that owns real estate classified portals indiaproperty.com is raising close to about $50 million to fund expansion plans. Now, the report says that they are putting in a lot of money because right now indiaproperty.com is concentrated heavily upon South India. They're also planning to move to North India. Ganesh Vasudevan, Chief Executive Officer of Chennai-based India Property Online Private Limited, he has said that the money is being raised to support scale-up of business further in terms of expanding newer geographies, new products, technology investments, and potential acqui-hire. That's Vasudevan for us. And okay, if you're wondering what acqui-hiring is, it refers to buying a firm primarily to acquire its talent base and not its products or services. So it's basically scouting for talent. So yes, all the best, indiaproperty.com. We are hoping that you will grow and give us some best quality services. So I think that's what we had to cover for this weekly update. So let's move on to a couple of tips that I could give you for this show. The first tip that I want to talk about is the skim. Two girls who studied together and years later came together as colleagues at NBC News. They gelled well and started off the skim on the couch in their hall. They say in their About Us page that news is not only our career, it's our passion. And because of this, we have always been the go-to source for friends seeking the scoop on current events or breaking news. And while they were doing this, they soon realized three things. Reading the news is time consuming. Wanting to read the news is a hobby. And lastly, not everyone has the time or interest. So they brought up the Skim, and the Skim is a daily email newsletter that gives you everything you need to start your day. We do the reading for you across subject lines and party lines and break it down with fresh editorial content. So if you still haven't checked it out, it's the time to check out. The website is The Skim, THESKIMM. When I say MM, it's M for money. So it's theskimm.com. Please check it out. It's like news coming to you, and the kind of news that you want, the kind of news that you are interested in, and the kind of news that is going to impact you. So that's the first tip of the day for today. All right, and the second tip for today that I would like to talk to you about is Facebook Blueprint. Have you ever heard of that? And if you haven't, then this is your opportunity. Facebook Blueprint is nothing but everything that you want to know about Facebook. So if you still didn't get it, we have with us Manjunath. He is one of the firsties for WMA Digital Marketer of the Week. He is with us at the studio. Welcome, Manjunath.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right, Manjunath, so what is this Facebook Blueprint?
Facebook Blueprint is a training program that covers the A to Z of Facebook marketing. And the good thing is the content comes from the horse's mouth itself. So it's basically designed and developed by Facebook for people who are interested in Facebook marketing and advertising.
Okay, you are doing this course, right?
Yes.
So how has the experience been?
Excellent. Actually, it covers very detailed and very simple language so that people from across platforms can learn pretty easily. The Facebook Blueprint consists of 34 modules, and each module has about 4 chapters within, and takes approximately 15 minutes each. So overall, it'll be 8+ hours of studies. At the end of the Facebook Blueprint training course, you'll also be certified by Facebook. I already have a certificate for the introductory and key terms course. So each chapter on completion, you'll be given a certificate from Facebook. That's the cool part. In terms of the modules that are covered, it covers the basics, introduction to Facebook, the best practices, Facebook pages, how to purchase ads on Facebook, managing your ads, advertising objectives, setting up and all that, along with targeting your core audience or custom audience. That is the key to Facebook marketing. Apart from that, it also trains you on campaign optimization, as well as provides you information on how to read the reports and analysis of those reports. So these are some of the cool stuff that is covered in this training module.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Manjunath. That was good, and I'm hoping that all of the listeners are going to hurry up and check out Facebook Blueprint right now. So hopefully, let's just say that most of the people will start using this and learning a lot about Facebook. Thank you so much, Manjunath.
I wish them all good luck. Thank you.
Perfect. All right, for those of you who were listening to the 2 tips, we have another thing that we are working on. Okay, now all of you have been wanting to take up digital marketing somewhere, wanting to learn more, an advanced course, top up all the learnings, all of that. Our question to you is, how does online versus offline classes work? We're talking about a complete face-to-face hand-holding classroom scenario. It could be any learning. We're not talking about digital learning here. We are talking about learning in a face-to-face classroom kind of a scenario compared to an online class. Which do you feel is better and why? This is our question to you for this week. Please do let us know. You can email us on manasi@webmarketingacademy. That's manasi@webmarketingacademy.in. Catch you same time next week for the weekly updates in digital marketing world. I hope you've enjoyed this show. And you are listening to Digital India Podcast, brought to you by Web Marketing Academy. Connect with us on Facebook as Web Marketing Academy, on Twitter as WMA India. You could also write to me on MANASI, that's mansi@webmarketingacademy.in. Hope to see your emails soon. Until next week, this is Mansi signing off with a bye-bye.